empathy, then the idea that it's a fixed trait is great for you because you're bound to benefit from it. But if you're low in empathy, that's terrible news because it suggests that no matter what you do or how hard you try, you'll never get better at it. Thankfully, that's a myth. It turns out that, although genes matter to how empathic we are, our experiences matter enormously. And some experiences can cause our empathy to atrophy, like a muscle you don't use, but other experiences can cause it to grow. And crucially, that means that we can seek out opportunities to grow our empathy the same way that we'd go to the gym. And in fact, one of the experiences that I write a lot about in the book that tends to increase empathy is the experience of adversity.
Adversity, interesting.
People who go through people who go through a lot of hardships and are tested, as you say, oftentimes, you hear a lot about post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, but it turns out that just as common as PTSD is post-traumatic growth. An increase in life's meaning, an increase in spirituality, an increase in a sense of interconnectedness following trauma. And one of the hallmarks of post-traumatic growth is an increase in helping, kindness, and in empathy. So, for instance, victims of assault, or veterans who have been traumatized during war, or people who have been victims of addiction. All of those folks, in the thousands, after they recover, become counselors for other people who are going through similar difficulties, right? And sort of have this preternatural, increased empathy for people who are going through difficulties like theirs. And I think that what we're going through right now is a moment of collective adversity that, yes, is stressful and anxiety-making and difficult in so many ways, but is also an opportunity for us to really think about this as a chance to grow our own empathy, to lean in to our care for one another and maybe create positive change that could outlast the virus.
Speaking of virus, should we think of empathy and kindness as having a kind of virality, as being a kind of virus itself?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, all sorts of behaviors and attitudes are contagious, including negative ones, right? But positive behaviors like empathy and kindness are catchy as well. In fact, my own lab, we have used the power of conformity and contagion to make kinder cultures in middle schools. We worked with 7th graders around the Bay Area, and we asked them to say why they valued empathy. And then we made a brochure, basically of all these people's friends and classmates saying why they valued empathy, right? And so we presented students with evidence that empathy was really popular among their class. And it turns out that inspired students to want to be more empathic themselves and to act in kinder ways even 2 months later. Right? So contagion works for things like empathy and kindness in all sorts of settings, and this is certainly one of them. In fact, if you look up the hashtag COVID kindness, you'll see just tons of examples of people, of this epidemic of helping that has popped up in the wake of the virus.
Is that because empathy feels good?
I mean, empathy can feel good. It can feel really bad. Imagine feeling the pain of everyone around you. You couldn't probably walk one block in downtown Philadelphia. I couldn't walk one block in downtown San Francisco without collapsing, right? But when we empathize and are able to make a difference for somebody, that can be hugely beneficial for our own health. In fact, it's one of the ways that people sort of can de-stress from a difficult moment like the one that we're in. There's evidence that when people help each other, they gain a sense of control. They gain a sense of agency in a moment where they might feel really helpless and powerless, right? So helping others is one way to sort of feel as though you have the resources. You have found it within yourself to do something for someone else, and that signals to you that you must be doing all right as well.